Good morning, Miss Rebecca.
Good morning, Ingrid. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm glad that I found the microphone.
I'm glad that you found the microphone too.
It was on my jacket at home.
Well, I'm not so surprised about that.
Yeah.
But it's good that you found it, and it was just a really good thing. And are you trying to put the cat up?
I'm gonna try,
Do not try. I don't want the cat up.
Well, I just
never
wanted to
want
see.
the cat up.
But I made the new cat.
No.
All
No
right.
cat. The cat doesn't work. I don't want anything
Why
up.
doesn't the cat work?
Probably because the cat is rebelling against being put in a place that it doesn't need to be.
That's true. It could.
My friends, hello. How are you out there? Hello to Chisa, to Lula, to Isabel, to my friends just out there watching. Whether I know your name or not,
Yeah.
I'm so happy you are spending this time with me virtually to read some stories and sing a silly song or two.
Miss Cara.
Hi, Miss Cara. How are you?
Yeah. Yay.
I thought she'd yell hello back.
I know. Where is she?
I'll try again. Hello, Miss Cara. Yay!
Yay!
Okay, my friends, we are going to
Oh, Diamond Joe McGuire.
Oh, hey, Diamond Joe McGuire.
And Bexley.
Hello, Bexley.
And Katie Sunshine.
Hello, Katie Sunshine.
Who I know is maybe with Luca or Gavin. I get so confused.
I get confused too.
I think Luca.
But
I get confused.
I don't know.
I can't wait till we can see each other in the flesh. Anyway.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Okay, my friends, we are going to get down to business.
Oh my gosh, wait, I do have to tell you one other thing. I was at Aldi the other day and I saw Bexley's mom.
Really?
It was crazy. It was so cool. It was so cool. Bexley, I saw your mom. Oh, it was so crazy.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it was awesome. Sorry.
Okay, my friends, welcome to Preschool Express, but don't let the name fool you. You do not need to be a preschooler to come to Preschool Express, virtually or otherwise.
Yeah.
My friends, my name is Miss Rebecca with the Shaler North Hills Library, and what song do we get started with each and every time? You are right, ABCs. Okay, my friends, here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Very nice, my friends. Now, I want you to get out your zeros. Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You ready, Abe? You ready, Nora?
Abe,
Here
yeah.
we go. We're gonna count backwards from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Get those rockets out. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! This is big, big, big. This is small, small, small. This is short, short, short. This is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, fast, fast. This is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, yes, yes. This is no, no, no. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, reach for those toes. If you're happy and you know it, reach for those toes. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, reach for those toes. If you're happy and you know it, I want you to play the drums right here on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, play the drums right here on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, play the drums right there on your knees. If you're happy and you know it, my favorite, one of them, get out your Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. If you're happy and you know it, get out those T-Rex arms. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, get out those T-Rex arms. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Oh, what a fine start to story time. Give yourselves a little round of applause. Okay, my friends, we're ready for our stories. Now, our first story has a special dedication, my friends. My friend Isabel and her super special grown-up sent in a very charming video. And in that video, it looked like she might have been a fan of Cinderella. So I thought I would share with you, all of my friends. And Isabella, check out, I don't know if you know Aurora was Sleeping Beauty, but she was my first favorite princess. So I just wanted to share that with you, Isabel. Now, I do have to admit, when Ariel came along, she was number one. But Aurora was the first in Sleeping Beauty. Isabel, I hope you like it. Here we go. Sleeping Beauty, retold by Cynthia Ryland. Pictures by Aaron McGuire. Many see time as a friend, and many see time as a foe. But for Sleeping Beauty, time was a promise. Sleeping Beauty. In a peaceful kingdom there reigned a good king and a good queen who together wanted a child. At last a baby girl was born, and she was their joy. In this kingdom, every child was to be blessed by a fairy godmother, as fairies were the protectors of the children. For a king's child, it seemed fitting to call forth every single fairy in the land. 7 fairies responded to the call. The king arranged a tea for them, and each fairy was given a beautiful teapot of rose pearl and royal silver, set on feet of gold, of course. It is a fact of life that no matter how hard he might try to give his child the perfect occasion, a father will always be at the mercy of the unexpected, even if that father is a king. And so it was that an 8th fairy, unexpected and uninvited, arrived to the tea. No one had known she even existed, for over time she had grown bitter and closed herself off from the world. The king did his best to make amends for overlooking this 8th fairy godmother. An emerald plate and cup were set for her. But because she had not been expected, the king had no footed teapot of rose pearl and royal silver to give. She received a brass teapot instead. This made the uninvited fairy godmother very angry, and she decided to take revenge. One of the other fairies saw the darkness cross her face and guessed what might happen next, so she hid herself behind a curtain. Each fairy then gave the king's child a blessing. One blessed the child with beauty, another with grace, and another with a sensible mind. The most important, my friends. One gave her poetry, one gave her song, and another gave her a gentle heart. Then the angry fairy stood over the child, and she said, "When this child grows into beauty in 15 years, she will prick her finger on the point of a spindle, and she will fall into a never-ending sleep. Love will not find her, and life will pass her by." On hearing such a curse, the queen nearly fainted away. But suddenly, from behind the curtain stepped the last fairy godmother, with her blessing still to give. This kind fairy said to the king and queen, "Do not despair, for even though the curse will come to pass, your daughter's sleep will not be without end. She will sleep for 100 years and then be awakened by love. There are times in life when one can do nothing but wait. This will be such a time." But the king, being a king, thought he could control his daughter's fate. So he ordered all the spinning wheels and spindles in the entire kingdom destroyed. For 14 years, this worked. But one day, in the 15th year of her life, a girl wandered into the woods. There she found a forgotten old cottage, and in it, a forgotten old spinner. The wrinkled old spinner had never heard of the king's order, and she possessed not only a spinning wheel, but also a long spindle, which was wrapped in thick wool. The girl reached out to touch the wool, pricked her finger, and whoop, fell into a deep sleep. She could not be awakened. The king and queen found their child and laid her atop a royal bed in the palace. They called for the fairy godmother who had given their daughter the 100 years blessing, and they asked that they too be cast into the same long sleep, for they did not want to live without her. They wanted to waken all together. Their wish was granted. The fairy then concealed the palace behind a thicket of briars and thorns. Only the tip of the tallest tower could be seen. 100 years passed as the palace slept. The world forgot them. But one day, at last, a young prince traveling with his men noticed the point of a tall tower rising out of a deep thicket of briars and thorns. Every instinct told him to go there. As the prince approached, the briars and thorns curled away and the palace was revealed. He soon discovered the sleeping beauty lying on top of the royal bed, and he watched her with love in his eyes. He put her hand to his lips. She awoke. Everyone awoke. Life returned to the sleeping palace where happiness had always been awaiting. It just took time. The end, my friend. That was Sleeping Beauty. Give yourselves a little round of applause for listening.
That was a good story. I do have a question, though.
Sure.
Why didn't the fairy just say she was asleep for 100 seconds?
Well, missing, and that's a fair question.
Yeah.
I feel like stories, a lot of stories we hear, it is good to have questions about them and ask those questions. I can't answer it, though. And remember, too, it's just make-believe.
It's not science.
It is not science at all. There's a lot of things you could ask about that story.
There isn't even a question that we could ask the Magic 8 Ball because it's not yes or no.
No.
It's just unknown.
Like, the age difference.
What do you mean?
She's been sleeping for 100 years, and then this person stumbles upon her and just loves her, but they've never even had a conversation.
And she's still 15.
They don't even know each other. She's been 15 for 100 years. There's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions.
But you know what, my friends?
It's like Mr. Asparagus said. Sometimes you just need a book just for fun.
Yeah, you just need.
You don't need to think about it. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
These are things to ponder at another time.
Yeah.
We just enjoy our stories.
Exactly.
Our next story is by Jim Arnowski, Turtle in the Sea.
Is this one a true one?
No, but it could be.
Okay.
It's based on potentially true things.
Okay.
Or this is not
at
all.
Okay.
But still enjoyable.
Yes. Which is fine.
Yes, it is. I feel I've delivered conflicting messages.
But isn't that life?
Isn't it life?
Richard Rohr says we cannot live in the black and white. We must live in the gray.
Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
true?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. Somewhere in the salty sea, beneath the blue-green waves, a turtle flies in a water sky. She is swimming to the shore. It is time for her to dig a hole in the sand and bury her soft white turtle eggs. She is old and large and heavy. It is midnight when she finally drags herself on the beach to dry, loose sand where she can dig. In a lighthouse beam, the many marks and scars of a long life in the sea shine brightly on her shell.
Dude, I'm a sea turtle.
No, you're not. Long ago, when she was young, she was drifting lazily in the sun above a coral reef, when suddenly a shark swam up and attacked her from beneath. The shark bit her shell, but she escaped by diving and hiding in a coral cave. There she stayed, holding her breath until the shark finally swam away. Her shell was scarred, her back was sore. She never again drifted on the surface close to shore. But she quickly learned that danger also lurked in deeper water. Late one day in a deep channel where big ships made their way to sea, she was catching jellyfish, her favorite food. The turtle chased one jellyfish right into the path of an oncoming boat and was plowed under by the vessel's massive bow. With her shell cracked and broken, she swam to a small cove, and there, far away from the channel and the boats, in peace and quiet, she rested many days and slowly healed. She was way out in the ocean when she saw the water spout. She didn't know it was a storm. She watched it come closer and closer, spinning and churning across the dark blue waves. Before she could dive to safety, she was caught up in the swirling water and dropped back down into a raging sea that tumbled her and tossed her until she washed up on the beach. After the storm, nipped and scratched all over by sharp-edged bits of broken seashells, she crawled back into the sea. She was hungry. She searched the murky water for a fish to catch and eat. When she saw some swimming close together, she lunged into the bunch. She didn't see the net.
This is a tough story.
Suddenly, the fish net closed around her. She felt the pulling strings, and in a rush of bubbles and sunlight, she was yanked up out of the water. But the fisherman was kind. He took his fish, then gently, he untangled the turtle from his net, and let her go. She survived it all. The sharks, the boats, the storms and nets in her long life swimming in the sea. And now on shore, as she has done so many times before, she lays her eggs one by one and covers them all with sand. But she will not stay to see them hatch. That is the turtle way. The sun will mother them with warmth. The sand will keep them safe, and hatchlings will climb up and quickly crawl to waves and surf. Tiny flippers to propel them, tiny shells protecting, tiny eyes to see their world. Tiny turtles in the sea.
That was nice, but it was harrowing.
Well, sometimes existence can be harrowing, but
Can be. It was like a soap opera.
it was a little bit, but it involved awesome turtles, which is always fun to learn about.
True.
Okay, my friends, shall we have an intermission of a silly song?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pirate ship one?
I do enjoy the pirate ship.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to take a ride on the pirate ship? Okay. Here we go. Let's get our ships prepared. Here we go. When I was one, I sucked my thumb. The day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "We'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea. I'll chew some gum to settle my tongue, and this is the life for me. Bom, bom, bom. When I was 2, I tied my shoe. The day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "We'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea. I'll chew some gum to settle my tongue, and this is the life for me. Bom, bom, bom. When I was 3, I banged my knee.
That was
The
realistic.
day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "We'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea. I'll chew some gum to settle my tongue, and this is the life for me. Bom, bom, bom. When I was 4, I slammed the door. The day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "We'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea. I'll chew some gum to settle my tongue, and this is the life for me. Bom, bom, bom." When I was 5, I waved goodbye. The day I went to sea, I jumped aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "We'll go this way, that way, forward, backward, over the deep blue sea. I'll chew some gum to settle my tongue, and this is the life for me. Bom, 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 bom." Very nice, my friends.
That was nice.
I love the pirate ship. Okay, my friends, back to our stories. Here we go.
Oh, this is a good one. She's one of my most favorite authors. She writes for big people. She writes for teen people.
All the people.
Dude, Jacqueline Woodson writes for
humans.
all the people. Like, dude, she's like one of my favorite authors.
And the author we weren't chatting, but Miss Ingrid was just chatting about is Jacqueline Woodson.
Yeah.
She's the author of The Other Side, illustrations by E.B. Lewis. Here we go, my friends. The Other Side. That summer, the fence that stretched through our town seemed bigger. We lived in a yellow house on one side of it. White people lived on the other. And Mama said, "Don't climb over that fence when you play." She said it wasn't safe. That summer, there was a girl who wore a pink sweater. Each morning, she climbed up on the fence and stared over at our side. Sometimes I stared back. She never sat on that fence with anybody. That girl didn't. Once, when we were jumping rope, she asked if she could play, and my friend Sandra said no without even asking the rest of us. I don't know what I would have said. Maybe yes, maybe no. That summer, everyone and everything on the other side of that fence seemed far away. When I asked my mama why, she said, because that's the way things have always been. Sometimes when me and Mama went into town, I saw that girl with her Mama. She looked sad sometimes, that girl did. Don't stare, my Mama said. It's not polite. It rained a lot that summer. On rainy days, that girl sat on the fence in a raincoat. She let herself get all wet and acted like she didn't even care. Sometimes I saw her dancing around in puddles, splashing and laughing. Mama wouldn't let me go out in the rain. That's why I bought you rainy day toys, my Mama said. You stay inside here where it's warm and safe and dry. But every time it rained, I looked for that girl, and I always found her somewhere near the fence. Someplace in the middle of summer, the rain stopped. When I walked outside, the grass was damp and the sun was already high up in the sky. And I stood there with my hands up in the air. I felt brave that day. I felt free. I got close to the fence and that girl asked me my name. Clover, I said. My name's Annie, she said. Annie Paul. I live over yonder, she said, by where you see the laundry. That's my blouse hanging on the line. She smiled then. She had a pretty smile. And then I smiled, and we stood there looking at each other, smiling. It's nice up on this fence, Annie said. You can see all over. I ran my hand along the fence. I reached up and touched the top of it. A fence like this was made for sitting on, Annie said. She looked at me sideways. My Mama says I shouldn't go on the other side, I said. My Mama says the same thing, but she never said nothing about sitting on it. Neither did mine, I said. That summer, me and Annie sat together on that fence, and when Sandra and them looked at me funny, I just made believe I didn't care. Some mornings my Mama watched us. I waited for her to tell me to get down from that fence before I break my neck or something, but she never did. I see you made a new friend, she said one morning, and I nodded, and Mama smiled. That summer, me and Annie sat on that fence and watched the whole wide world around us. One day, Sandra and them were jumping rope near the fence, and we asked if we could play. I don't care, Sandra said. And when we jumped, Sandra and me were partners, the way we used to be. When we were too tired to jump anymore, we sat up on the fence, all of us in a long line. Someday somebody's going to come along and knock this old fence down, Annie said. I nodded. Yeah, I said. Someday. The end, my friends.
That was really cool.
It was a really good book.
Yeah.
Give yourselves a little round of applause for listening. Now, my friends, are you ready for our last story?
I kind of feel like they were starting to knock that fence down.
I think they were starting to knock the fence down, too.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Together,
cool.
like all together.
Right, like all together.
Yeah, because they were like, why does this fence need to be
Yeah,
here?
the dumb old fence.
Yeah, I don't think it was keeping
Like,
farm,
what was it?
you know.
Yeah.
I think it was just like a separation fence.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know.
That's cool.
And they were young, so they like got it.
Yeah.
Okay, my friends, our final story is true. What's the difference? Being Different is Amazing by Doyen Richards. What is the difference? Ooh, nice.
That's cool.
What's the difference? Take a look at yourself. Your friends may not look like you, and that's a good thing. What's the difference if your friend has straight hair and yours is curly? All that matters is that you love putting your hair inside funky hats together, and you do it in style. What's What's the difference if your neighbor has blue eyes and yours are brown? All that matters is that when your eyes see ice cream, you eat it together. What's the difference if your classmate has light skin and yours is a little darker? All that matters is the artwork you create together is as colorful as possible. You see, little one, you may not be the same on the outside as your friends, but it's what makes you different that makes you wonderful. But don't be colorblind. The sky is blue during the day and black at night. If colors could talk, they would tell different stories about what they see when it's their turn to light up the world. It's the same with your friends. Listen to their stories. Because understanding your differences will create an unbreakable bond as you do the stuff you love. So play together. Laugh together. Get dirty together. Get in trouble together. And save the world together. The world needs you, little one. I'm counting on you to set the example for grown-ups to follow. Because when it comes to love, keep showing that there really is no difference. It's all amazing, just like you.
Dude, I like that one. I've never read that. I've seen the cover, but I've never read it. That was cool.
My friends, it is stamp time. If you have on a long sleeve, whoop, pull it up. Now, I want you to shut your eyes. Picture what imaginary stamp you want. Is it a unicorn, which we found out in the Magic 8 Ball show yesterday, are real.
Can I interrupt you just to thank Addison, because Addison says that she feels like we are her new friends, and we feel definitely like Addison's our new friend too.
Addison.
Yeah, definitely.
We're virtual friends.
Dude, we totally are. Exactly, we're friends. Yeah.
Thank you, Addison. That was a very nice thing.
Thanks, Addison. Yeah.
Send, type. Express.
Express. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, my friends. So now we're going to shut our eyes. Well, maybe your eyes are still shut, but I'm going to shut mine.
Okay.
And I'm going to picture my imaginary stamp. Like I said, it can be anything. It can be a truck. It can be a pool noodle disguised as an asparagus. It can be a heart. It can be anything.
A hippo.
It could be a hippopotamus. Okay, now get it ready. Put it in your ink, whatever color you want, because it's make-believe, so it's just anything you want. Okay, and ooh, it's a flowering tree.
Nice.
Thanks. It's all different colors too, because it's make-believe, so I can make it be like that.
Are you sure it's not a chicken?
I'm positive it's not a chicken because it's my make-believe stamp, so why wouldn't I know what it is missing?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to try it.
Good idea.
Because you don't want it to smear.
Nope.
Oh, I wonder what my stamp will be next week. My friends, thank you so much for spending your time with us for Preschool Express. But please remember, you don't need to be in preschool to enjoy some stories.
What's at 12:15?
How could anybody forget? It's the Sporty Sport Show. And today, the sport is tennis.
Yep.
So, we'll see you there. Thank you again, friends. Thank you so much for taking your time and spending it with us. Bye.